Hey there, can anybody hear me? I am having a really hard time with StreamYard today. So I'm going to be not using my camera because I'm just exiting right out of my little Chromebook here because I don't know what's going on. It just won't work. Seems to be doing better on the computer. So hopefully, if you give me just a minute, I'm trying to exit out of it here on my Chromebook, and that may make things go better. Maybe, possibly. I hope so. Wow, oh wow, woof. Tech. What is it with me and tech? Why does it hate me so much? Okay, I think we're there. I think everything's working better on my end here. Let's see. How's that? I'm pulling up my YouTube chat so I can see that too because, StreamYard doesn't like to share chat these days either. So, good morning, Polly. Thank you, girlfriend. I think it's just you and me here this morning. So, how's it going? Everything was okay. I had it all ready to go. Got all the animals fed, sat down, have share screen ready. Of course, now I don't because it was on the other computer, but I was ready to go. I was doing this. I don't know. I just don't know what's going on around here. But that seems to be my general state of being. I have no idea what's going on. So, oh, I can't believe I just lost everything. That is just so absolutely annoying. Absolutely annoying. Let's see what I can do about that. I don't know. I try to have it together. It just doesn't seem to work. I get up normal hour, manage to get it all together, get everybody fed. Poor Mr. Chopper, he's having a hard time. I don't know why he's limping. Cannot find a reason for it, so I'm not really sure what to do. Checked his feet. He doesn't have any swelling. He's doesn't have any rocks. There's no chips in his hooves. I don't know. He's just limping when he steps down. I'm thinking maybe it's from laying on the ground. He's an old dude, and he could have laid on a rock and bruised a muscle or something, like up in his shoulder. I'm not really sure. I cannot quite figure it out. All right, so I am trying here to re-pull up. I had the Bible passage pulled up and ready to share with everybody, now everything's gone because I had to swap computers, and I don't know. What's going on out there in YouTube land? Anything interesting? Okay, sorry, I gotta type again. Being that I'm not familiar with all of this, you know how it goes. It takes me a minute. I'm getting there, though. I'm getting there. Ta-da! I think that's where I was before, so that's a thing. Good. Hey, yeah, remembering anything these days is, a good thing. Let's see. All right. I think possibly maybe I'm back to the beginning where I was and ready to deal with being live. I'm so sorry. I don't want to be one of those people. I really had it all set up. Not my thing, apparently. I'm not allowed to do that. So, yeah, I actually got halfway decent sleep. It was not bad. I didn't wake up in the middle of the night, so that was a bonus. I woke up fairly early. I was up by, 6:30, I think, this morning, which is pretty early for me. So, trying to get it done. We've actually got some really nice sun and blue skies out there. Let's see how long it lasts. Yesterday, they completely covered us by 3 o'clock with clouds. So, hopefully we'll be able to keep the sun. And you, Polly, especially, and anyone else that's down there in the south, get ready. It's coming again. It's coming again. People are getting snow, like feet of snow. It's like, yeah, gonna be a rough February, apparently. So, hang in. Hope you got your gloves. You haven't lost them all by now. And, hats and things to keep yourselves warm. Hope you still got some hot chocolate. And if not, go get some tea. Everybody needs some tea. I was drinking tea again last night. It was chilly. It's warmer here than other places, but because it's a lot warmer here on the regular, when it does go like below 50, we're like, whoa. Yeah, being cold. Oh, what could possibly be wrong with him? Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. I'm thinking it might just be the cold. It's been pretty chilly at night, when he's 20 something and, they lay on the ground. I mean, I don't know. I know I wouldn't feel good at laying on the ground at my age. So, he doesn't seem to have a lock stifle. There's no swelling. There's no cuts. There's nothing wrong with his hoof. I don't know. It's just sore. He just doesn't want to put a lot of weight on it. He's walking. The other day he got scared and he jumped and he was okay with it. And he doesn't mind me touching his leg I'm starting up at the top and working all the way to the bottom of the hoof, and he doesn't mind at all. So I don't know. I don't know what's hurting him. I can't figure it out. So, yeah. So what's going on? What is it? It's Tuesday, right? For some reason, I keep thinking it's Wednesday. I'm not sure why. That's okay, though. Oh, I got to let the girl in. My Miss Hannah, she came back. She was out checking out the cows, and now she wants to come back in. Come on, girlfriend. There you go, Hannah Banana. Good girl. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get my head wrapped around the fact that it's Tuesday and that changes things that happen. Like, I don't have to run out with the garbage because the garbage man won't be here till tomorrow. Usually they come around 10 a.m., but lately they've been coming at 4. I'm not exactly sure what that's all about either, but okay, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, older horses. I know. That was my stress with taking these two boys on because they're both in their 20s. So I think Outlaw's about 21. He was about 18, 19 when I got him. So he's 21, 22. And Chopper is about 6 years older. So he's, pretty old. And yeah, I worry about waking up in the morning and him not being standing. So, stress. That's my stress. I worry about the creatures. But, yeah, so I've got a few things to take care of today. I got some bills to pay, and it's tax time. I got to do all that. I think we finally got all of our papers, so, get it done, get it over with, move along. Yeah, I got to get the vet up here. Hopefully I can get in on a round when the vet comes. Otherwise, they charge you $200 just to show up before they, do anything. They just cost you $200 to get him to drive to your house, basically. So, and I don't have a trailer big enough to take him in. So they got to come to me. And he probably needs his teeth floated anyway. So both the boys probably do. So we'll be doing that this summer. We just had to put out more plumbing money. So next month, we're going to start working on saving the money back up to pay for that vet bill because it's going to be a big one. I'll have them look at all 4 of them, so at least it'll only be one house call, and then whatever it costs to do whatever they need. So we'll see. I think the donkeys are pretty good to go, but, Gypsy's getting up there too. She's probably around 2021. She's about the same size as Outlaw, the big black guy. So, she could probably have her teeth floated too. But, everybody's eating good and everything. But, it's just something you got to get done. So we got to get it done. Farrier's coming next month. There's all these things. So, yeah, that's what I'm up to. Critter problems. I mean, not big problems. And hopefully this will resolve itself or, I'll figure out what he needs and take care of it. think I'm going to go over to the mushroom ladies and check out the horse mushrooms. I don't know what they call them. For the dogs, they call them mush puppies. Maybe they call them horse puppy or horse. I don't know. Mush horses. I have no idea. Mush ponies. I think I'm going to get him on some mushrooms, though. It might be good for him. Yeah, I mean, if he had inflammation, at least I'd know, but nothing's swollen, nothing's bleeding, no scratches. Touch him up and down all over the place, gave him a really good hard massage this morning. He enjoyed it, but didn't flinch once, so I don't know. Anyway. Sorry, I'm a little stressed about my horse, can you tell? So yeah, everything else is going pretty good here, though. That's always a nice bonus. I'm hoping that maybe by the beginning of March, I can take you guys outside. But, the way the internet works, I don't know. If I go on the other side of the wall, is it going to be a problem? I don't know. But I'd really like to take you guys outside and let you check out the horses and donkeys while I'm yakking at you. Did plan to have you watching the parrots this morning, but, whatever. This camera won't work with the computer. I don't know why. I mean, how much it'll work with a Chromebook, but it won't work with a computer? That doesn't make a lot of sense. If I pay extra money for one of these services, then I can have 2 or 3 cameras. But if I don't pay for them, I can only use the one that comes with the computer. I don't know. Technology's great. All I know is it costs me a lot of money and gives me a lot of headaches. I'm not sure why I pay for extra headaches, but, that's how we function these days. Yeah, I know. That's why we have a dumpster, because we used to have a couple big cans, and Doug would just take them to the dump, when they got full. We don't have that much garbage. It's just me and Doug, But when we got the donkeys, we started shoveling the poop because it doesn't really go away here because it's just too dry, and donkey poop is pretty dry anyway. So, so we just started putting it in the dumpster and they take it to the dump. It's good for the dump too. Help with the composting, right? So, but when we had the, they're like big wheelie bins, garbage cans. We actually had to bungee them to the side of the shed because they'd blow away, or the cows and other animals would get into them. So the dumpster doesn't go anywhere. It just stays put, and it's much easier. And we can fill the dumpster once a week easily with poop from the corral. So in the summer, this winter, we let a lot of it just sit to break down, and we're going to get out there. Hopefully we're going to get a little tractor. If we don't get one, I want to rent one, get someone in town that has one to come up. And I want to level out the corrals a little bit. And, a lot of that broke down. So we actually have some dirt versus just sand, a little bit softer for everybody. And we've got a lot of rocks. With all the wind, the sand just blows off, and then it exposes all these rocks, which isn't good for the horses or donkeys when they're running around and they step on one, so we got to do that. We got about, I'd say about half an acre is fenced in. So I don't really want to go out there and hand rake half an acre. It's a lot of work, and I'm old and tired. So that's why we got to get a tractor with like a drag or something and just kind of level it out, clean it up. That's my plan, my goal before the summer hits and the flies get nasty and blah, blah, blah. So that's what I'll be doing. That and selling jewelry. I'm just about there. Today is play with the printer day. Double check everything's working. And pick a day and time to schedule my first sale. I don't know when that'll be, but I am trying to figure that out. Yeah, that's just not nice, Polly. That's just not nice. Not acceptable. That is just too cold, man. Yeah, you guys, go and get some towels and stuff them around your windows. If you aren't living in a nice, tight home, towels help. I mean, it sounds bad, but, if you get bubble wrap and you spray your window with just a little water and cling wrap it up there, that's a serious amount of insulation. I mean, we don't do it here, but I've done it in other places I've lived that's been really cold, and you don't have to leave it there all winter. But, when you're having a really bad cold snap, if you have bubble wrap, put it on the windows. Or, really just hang a heavy towel or blanket right over your curtain rod just to give you that extra layer of insulation. Anything to keep the heat in and the cold out. It's not always fun to live like you're in an igloo, but when it's cold, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, girlfriend, yeah, I hope you guys handle it okay. It's, like I said, keep up with your immunity routine, because this up and down weather is really a problem for people. It'll mess with you. It'll get your head all stuffed up, get your sinuses going, make you hack and cough, and then that causes other things. And geez, we're all old enough now. You cough too hard, you're going to crack a rib or something bad. So, pull a muscle, it's like we got to be extra careful. Oh, man. So, fill you in on my woes. Can't say anything's really, really bad or really, really good, but, that's good. Balance is good, right? I'm okay. I don't need to be, what do they call it, bipolar? I'm happy with level plane. That'll work for me. No more big surprises. Let's just keep on moving along. Hi, girlfriend. How you doing? Yeah, I had to leave Rita so I'd come live. I'm actually thinking about popping my live back a little bit, because it seems like this is a bad time, especially on Tuesdays. There's a lot of other things I'm quote unquote competing with, which, I'm not really competing, but, other things to watch that are more fun than me yakking about my boring life. So I may change the time. I don't know. I'm thinking about I'm making some adjustments and rearrangements and stuff, because I got to get back into being, I don't want to say scheduled, but I literally do what I want when I want. And it gets a little sloppy at times. Yeah. We were talking about that on Rita, and leaving your cupboards open, and, things that people don't think about that really have never lived with it, so anyway. But yeah. So yeah, I'm going to be reading, actually, not today's, because I didn't like today's. Didn't work for me. Sorry. I'm reading yesterday's. But we weren't here yesterday, so we didn't all hear it. So we're going to read it today, okay? And I'll do my best with my bad eyes going on here. But this is called Economy of the Heart. And this is from Walking with God. And it is Colossians 3:13. Bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If anyone has a complaint against another, even as Christ forgave you, so you also must do. I find that difficult to read. Now, I'm going to try to share a page. Can you guys please let me know if you can hear me when I'm sharing this page, because I don't know. And if it isn't working, I'm going to have to get in touch with StreamYard and say, look, I can't share pages. People can't hear me. So I'm going to share screen. Hang on. Let me get myself out of the way. On this. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I think you can hear me now. All right, so apparently I have to stay on the screen here for you guys to hear me. I don't know. Sorry about that, which makes the screen smaller. But anyway, I was digging around through not through Colossians. I was digging around through Bible Gateway, And I'll share the link with you guys so you guys can go look it up too. I was just trying to find a page I could share where you guys could read this, and I came across this site. So this has like a whole bunch of different versions in it, and I don't know how many different versions of the Bible there are, but I found this one called The Message, and I just like the way it was written. It's much easier to read. So here on the right is Colossians 3:13, and that I just read is from the New International Version. Now, this one is from The Message, which apparently is a rewritten, easier to read thing. Now, I like to use those, but I also think you need to go back to the original to compare. Thank you, guys. I still have about a 40-second delay, but yeah, at least I'm seeing your chat and you guys can hear me. So that's awesome. Thank you. Okay, well, I'm going to read it to you, okay? I just wanted to explain what I was doing here. So this is what I'm going to try to do because I like the explanation or, the different version. I think it might speak to more people. So this one actually goes from 12 to 14. It's not just 13. So Colossians 3:13 to 14. Actually, 3:12 to 14. So, chosen by God for this new life of love, dress in the wardrobe God picked out for you. Compassion, kindness, humility, quiet strength, discipline. Be even-tempered, content with second place, quick to forgive an offense. Forgive as quickly and completely as the Master forgave you. And regardless of what else you put on, wear love. It's your basic all-purpose garment. Never be without it. I liked it. I don't know if you guys liked it, but I liked it. So let me share you the link here, if it'll be nice and let me. And that's the specific link for the page that we just had up. But this is called, let me go get the right name of this site. I don't want to give you the wrong stuff. BibleGateway.com. Hopefully that'll be an actual working link. No, it's not. But anyway, so that, you can go dig around through there if you want. I thought it was interesting. I know there's a lot of versions. I just didn't know how many. And they have a giant list. And if you don't like the way one works, go check out another one. So that's what I think. Yeah, I liked it. I don't know who the guy is. I just found that today, because, me, I don't know anything about any of this stuff. So I'm just sharing with you guys because you guys seem to enjoy it. People seem to enjoy it. I don't know. And I'm learning. So you guys are learning along with me or helping me learn. Let's put it that way, because y'all probably know a whole lot more about it than I do. And I've been enjoying Rita's morning devotionals, and she says share scripture, so I'm sharing scripture. So I'm going to read from the book this little passage that's in here and finish that part of it out. If I can see it. Let me get my light. I'm going to have to order the large print. Because it's daylight. I have my readers on, and I still need more light. Okay. Here we go. In his book, The Gift of Forgiveness, Charles Stanley writes, "Forgiveness is something each of us has had to deal with, one way or another. What might take you just a short time to work through might be a process that takes someone else time, prayer, and godly counsel. But it is a process we cannot ignore. If we want to be free to become the persons God created us to be." Stanley goes on to say that if we refuse to deal with bitterness and resentments that put us in bondage, we cannot have the fellowship with our Father we are supposed to have. It's not easy to forgive another person. Some wounds are deep and last for decades, but hatred and bitterness are are bars that imprison us. When we place the other person in God's hands and release the bitterness to Him, we're set free, just as truly as if we were released from jail. And this is a quote from Hannah More. Forgiveness is the economy of the heart. A Christian will find it cheaper to pardon than to resent. Forgiveness saves the expense of anger, the cost of hatred, and the waste of spirits. Yeah, that's probably pretty true, huh? I got some forgiving to do, and it's taxing, very taxing. And I'm trying, but it's not easy. So I'm working on that. I hope you guys are too, or that maybe y'all are already done with that and moved past it. Wouldn't that be great? Well, I have done so today. I've been commanded and followed my commandment to do so. I don't think that was right. I did what I was told. So I like the simple versions easier. I understand them better. Yeah, well, I don't know. I still feel weird doing it. I just, I am the fallen Catholic, and I say fallen because I got turned away from the Bible when I was, in catechism. I had questions, I was not given answers. Even when I was in marriage counseling, because Doug wasn't Catholic, we had to go to marriage counseling. I asked the guy questions. He didn't answer me. Well, what is the point of you? And I hate to say this to people that probably don't want to hear it. I get better information about the Bible from a rabbi than I do from any priest I've ever talked to. And I have to say, in all my life, I think there's only been 2 priests that I've actually ever liked as human beings. Yeah, well, girlfriend, aren't we all? Doug's a good dude, yeah. My issues with my family, most of them, almost all of them, there's like maybe 3 out of 20 aren't on that they need to be forgiven list. And they don't even all know it. How do you like that? But it still bugs me and it still bothers me. But oh well. This is the way it is. And if I want to be better, I got to forgive them, don't I? That's what I keep being told. So I'm trying to do what I'm told. Yeah, resentment's hard. I know some people say don't fight with your spouse, and especially us women. Oh, don't nag. Well, at what point do they have some responsibility to the relationship too? And I'm not, if Doug listens to this, dear, I love you. We've had this conversation. So, and I'm not saying that it's it has to be a 2-way street. Sometimes just because we feel like it isn't, doesn't mean that they aren't doing their best, and we have to give them a little leeway. And, it's weird for me because, Doug and I have been together for, going on, like 40 years. But the relationship constantly changes based on where we're at in our life. And when we were young, well, you all know what we were interested in then. And then we were doing the kid and the work and that mortgage thing, and that takes a toll, and that doesn't leave a lot of room for working on things. And now that we're out here and going on 10 years, we've worked on a lot of things that we never worked on in the previous 30 years. So it's interesting, and we're still changing, and we're still, our relationship is still evolving and in good ways, which is nice. And I think that, this point of our life, depending, no matter what age you are when you get there, when your kids have left and you're empty nesters and you're close to retirement or retired, you better have a good thing going on, or you're really not going to be enjoying your life. And you might even have to go back and think, why did I love this dude when I married him, or girl, whatever. Either way, I'm, just talking from my feminine point of view, because that's all the parts I got, so I don't presume to speak for the men, but I have to say that, I think this goes for both sides, why did you marry this person? What was it about them that you really wanted? I mean, you obviously committed for long term, right? So why would you do? What was it about them? Was it just because you really liked the sex, or was it because there was some other good redeeming qualities that, and everybody's got good qualities and bad, and we forget that we got to deal with the bad too. Yeah, see, you guys been together as long. I mean, I was 12 when I started dating Doug. I'm 56. We've been together a long time, so, you know. Yeah, Catholic Church does not teach the Bible, and I went to church a lot with my grandmother. We even sometimes go on the Wednesdays, which was, weird, but we always went on the holidays. And, but it just got to, even as a young person, it's like, aren't there any other pages in that big giant book? Because I hear the same ones over and over and over. And I can, to this day, repeat many, take me to church and I'll blah, 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 right along with everybody else. But they didn't teach it to me. They taught me repetition. They taught me to repeat the words. They didn't teach me what the words meant. So yeah, I didn't get a lot out of it. And I did all the things you were supposed to do as the good Catholic, and I didn't get much out. I get so much more, and maybe because I'm paying attention, maybe because it means something, maybe because I have some life experiences to attached to those words now. I don't know, but I'm trying. That's all I can say is I'm trying. Yeah, I agree. I mean, what? They don't nag us. They don't have things to say to us. Come on, right? But we have to try to be respectful. We have to try to remember they have feelings too, even though they don't always tell us what they are, and we're supposed to be mind readers. So too funny. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with my marriage, just so y'all know. I'm just talking in general. I mean, there have been plenty of times I've been unhappy with my marriage, and same for Doug. And we had the divorce conversation more than once. I mean, hasn't just about everybody that's been married, and obviously didn't go through with it. So, Yeah, that's why I went with today, the scripture I did today, because apparently forgiveness is where I'm at right now, because, yeah. Yeah, I just basically stopped going to church. People would invite me, I go with them. Didn't really care what church it was. I don't, I guess I shouldn't call myself Catholic because I don't do it. It's not my thing. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of religion. I just really, the big differences I see in religion is the different rituals and or the different permissions that are given to you by another human being, and I don't feel the need for that. I'm pretty sure that's one of the things Jesus did say. You don't need somebody between me and you, and yeah, I agree with that. I think that, yeah. Some of the language, that's a big part of my problem with the language in the Bible, is that they, you know, it gets twisted. I really wish I could read original Hebrew so I would know what the Bible, and I think maybe that's why I enjoy listening to what the rabbis say about the Bible, because they're reading it from Hebrew and then they're interpreting it right then and there, that one passage for me into English, and explaining it to me. It's cool. I like it much better than what I grew up with. That's about it, Polly. I mean, if you can't, I mean, obviously, there are people that shouldn't be together. They don't get along. Their values and goals in lives don't mesh, and that's okay. But you know, don't fight it out. Just move along and do something else. I don't know. None of my business. I'm just working on my own stuff. But yeah, I think forgiveness is a good lesson for the day. Let's see what we can do about that. Y'all help me with it and let me know what to do, because I don't know. Yeah, see, I don't know what they're teaching. That's the whole thing. I mean, what is the church teaching? I don't know. I guess it really depends which church you're going to. I mean, I've been to good ones, I've been to bad ones. I mean, at 12 years old, I was told I was going straight to hell because I kissed a boy. So, that was during a religious retreat that I was at for a week with the rest of the kids. Had to go to confession, told them I kissed a boy. Oh, I'm going to hell. I mean, I didn't get given a Hail Mary. I'm just going to hell. So at 12 years old, I'm going to hell. What's the point, right? I might as well just do what I want to do. I didn't, but I'm just saying, it just that's my experience with the Catholic Church. So yeah, there you go. That's a good way to get more people to join. And then when I took my kids in for catechism and all that, I went and got in line with all the other parents, and I get up there and the lady says, well, are you even a member of this church? I don't know your name. I'm like, I literally looked at her. I said, so does that mean that you don't want my children here? Because at this point, I want to know, are you involved with these catechism lessons? No, I just do the paperwork. I said, oh, good. Because if you were the one doing it, I would take my children and leave. That's not a very welcoming Christian attitude that I just got, bringing my children to the church. And you basically told me I was a piece of crap because I don't have an envelope where I donate money. I'm on WIC right now because we don't make a lot of money, and I'm still bringing my kids to church. So, Catholic Church hasn't been real friendly to me, I gotta say. Well, that's it. I don't do the confession thing. I don't do it. It's none of your business. None of your business. It's not your business, not his business, it's not Doug's business. It's my business and God's business, right? None of your business. So I don't do that. I still think the whole, I won't go there because I'll just get in trouble. But yeah, not a fan of a lot of Catholic traditions or rituals, let's say. I don't like the rituals, and because they refuse to explain, like honestly explain the rituals, I'm not doing them. Because you know what? I don't believe that you're on the right side of things most of the time. How do you like that? Oh, I'm going to hell now. Well, I'm already condemned, so might as well just put it out there, right? I'm not worried, guys. I'm not worried at all. I'm just not worried. I don't know. I was born that way. I don't have a big giant fear of this. We're all part of the whole thing. What's the thing? Where's the fear? Death is not the end. We've all been told that. So what's the fear? I'd rather not lose people because I like having them here with me. But other than that, they're supposed to be doing other things that are better. So good for them, right? So I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I don't know. I mean, I guess my thought about sin, you can take it any way you want, I suppose, but I am not being sinful on purpose, being vindictive, being an evil person. I'm not out there to hurt people. I don't know. I just don't believe that if you're doing these things without the intention of being a bad person, how is that a sin? People make mistakes. Yup. But yeah, but I'm not going around killing people and sleeping with my next door neighbors or anything either. So, that big 10 list, yeah, I pretty much stick to that one. Outside of that, yeah, I got a mouth. I say things. If I offend you, let me know. I'll do my best to apologize. But you know what? I don't say things I don't mean very often, unless we're really fighting and I'm really mad. But even then, you pretty much say what you mean. You just might not say it really nicely sugar-coated. So, yeah, well, I hope they're going to do that too. And, I've been doing it. There's plenty of people that do it. They just aren't putting it on the mainstream. You want to know, you can find it. Those books are out there. I tell you what, there's a lot of information out there, which is another big part of as a grown up why I haven't been all that interested in going back into the church, because what I do know now that I didn't know then when I wasn't real happy with it makes me less happy with it. So, yep, I can study all about all of that stuff without giving my allegiance to some dude in a robe that kind of freaks me out. So, I don't really trust, and I don't know, if you can't give me an answer, I don't really need to listen to you. That's it, Don't give me some convoluted weird thing and just believe it. You don't have to know, but you just have to say it. No, I don't. I don't say things I don't understand. And some of the words that y'all have been telling me to say for a long time, I know they're not good words, and I don't say them anymore. So, because I do believe in frequencies, and I do believe, hello, it's in the Bible, folks. God said, let there be light. Our words have literal energies that change our existence. So be really careful with your words. That's all we can do. We can never be him or perfect or sinless or whatever. This whole concept of sin is, I don't know about that. I don't know. I just don't know. So, we were made in his image and given free will. The best we can attain to is to be the best version of ourselves possible. Yeah, I know why he wears red shoes. Do you know why he wears red shoes? That'll probably get me a strike on this channel, girlfriend. So I'm not saying it, but yes, I know why. So, yeah, again, I've known about this stuff for so long, and everybody said I'm just a tinfoil hat wearing weirdo. Well, guess what? I'm not. I might be, but what I'm saying isn't wrong. It's not a lie. And I seriously doubt that's ever going to become mainstream media information. Maybe in a couple 100 years, they'll look back and put it out there and say, can you imagine that this is how those barbarians lived and they allowed this to happen? Think about it. Yeah. It freaks me out big time. Freaks me out. But yeah, if you do know, sorry that you do. And if you don't know and you do want to know, we can talk about it on Discord, but I cannot talk about that here. Nope. So, that's my deal for the day, folks. I'm working on forgiving the family for being who they are. And maybe that's the wrong forgiveness. Maybe that's why I can't quite get there, because who they are is who they are. I guess I have to forgive them for how they treat me, right? Is that the right thing? Yeah, that's really a hard one. I went through that with Doug. I did. And, I don't know exactly what Jeff's struggle is, but, for Doug, a lot of it was the disillusionment of the world. He did everything he was supposed to do. He grew up, he got married, he had kids, he had a job, he worked really hard, he paid his bills, and things just were hard, and they were hard, and they were hard, and it wears you out. And, since we've moved here, and it really has taken a long time. I keep asking him, what do you want? What would make you happy? Like, if you, hey, if the RV happened and you had $1 bajillion and you did not have to get up and go to work or do anything else that you never wanted to do again, because you could just pay someone else to do all the things you hate doing, what would you do? What would be like your thing? What would you want to do? And he really doesn't know. And he's getting there. He's figuring it out. But like, that was never even something he thought about, because he was busy being the husband, being the army man, being the dad, being the provider. Doug did all those things, but he didn't have any Doug left to give to Ellen. He was a really good dad. And I'm not saying he wasn't a good husband, but you all know how it is when it gets complicated. The wife and the husband thing, that's the last thing that gets taken care of. So, it just, now it's time for Doug to figure out who Doug is. I know who I am. I mostly have known who I was my whole life. I didn't always understand that I knew that, but now looking back, I get it. And I understand this is why I've had some of the issues I've had, because I was self-confident enough, and that bugs people. I get it. Sorry, it does, but it is what it is. So, okay. I still know what I want. I'm living what I want. I wanted to live in the country, away from people, have animals, not have obligations of time clocks. And, I'm pretty spoiled. I know this, and I'm very grateful. And I tell Doug all the time, and I think he's finally starting to believe me, because I don't think he believed me for a long time. It's just, I don't know. We have to spend some time with ourselves, and it sucks, and it's miserable. And, you get digging around in there. It's pretty messy and ugly. It's not fun. And, if you got to see a shrink, go see a shrink. Because, there's things that you don't want to discuss with your spouse or your best friend. Or, you might just need a stranger to go say, hey, I feel about like this, about that. And what do you think about that? And let them tell you. Just get a different perspective. And you don't have to tell people you're going. Just go make an appointment, go talk to somebody. You might only want to go once or twice just to wrap your head around some of the ideas you can't get your head around. I don't know. Whatever works for you, just, you got to do it so that you can move past it. Because, the whole goal of us being here is to enjoy this gorgeous planet and all the interesting things that we can do and see. And, yeah. I hope the RV happens. They said tomorrow, right? Yeah, woohoo, we're going to wake up tomorrow millionaires. I seriously doubt it, but I think it's moving forward, and I think we're getting closer, and I am looking forward to it. It would be awesome. It would be really, really awesome if we could actually all get that money and take care of business and, Yeah, honey girl, you got to work on that. You do. You got to work. You have to be you. All right, here's a horrible thing. What if Jeff gets hit by a car tomorrow? What are you going to do? Who are you? What are you going to do? Don't do that. I've seen women here like that. Oh, it's really sad. They literally don't have a life anymore. I don't know. Not all therapists are. Not all of them. And, you can't be controlled unless you allow it. You can't. And, mind control. I'm not saying I'm not sure about hypnosis, but, sitting down and having a conversation with another human being, you're all right. You'll be fine. But yeah, what makes you happy? And if you really don't know, then you really got to find it. And you may have to try 6 or 8 or 20 different things. I don't know. I really don't know. I keep trying different things. I know what I want to do, but I also know that I can't just sit here and make jewelry all day just because it's fun. Because then what? I spend all this money on things, and then I have a pile of stuff, and then what? So, my payment for what I enjoy is to do the stuff I don't enjoy, which is the tech and the selling and the billing and the shipping. But then I get the time to sit and do the things I do enjoy. So it's a trade-off, but it's what I'm willing to make. So I love my animals. The fact that I have a husband that allows me these animals, they cost a lot of money. And that's, another part of why I want to sell some jewelry and stuff, clean out the house, and help pay for some of this animal food and vet care and farriers and, things and stuff. And, put in my part, I don't feel like I'm doing my part because Doug really is supporting us. So, I would like to help. And he really has been, he's been a good dude to me. He's really taken care of business and given me a lot of freedom. I mean, he let me buy a pet shop. He, didn't care what job I had. He didn't care if I worked. I mean, he really just took care of business. And, I took care of him, and he didn't like go without dinners and things and stuff. And, we had what we needed, and we were, here we are. We're still here. We're doing okay. So, yeah, girlfriend, I'm sorry. I mean, at this point, if Doug up and died, I got Adam. That's it. Literally, I got Adam. I'm lucky to have him up the road for me. But the rest of my family has pretty much written me off. They've decided that I'm a jerk and whatever. I literally have not spoken to anybody since Christmas, before Christmas. And probably I won't. I'm not going to make those phone calls. I have no reason to make them. So basically, I've, become an orphan. Stop jumping. Hang on. I'm trying to reach out. Well, then get yourself in the car and go without him. That's what you do. Literally, that's what you do. And I can tell you that based on what my friend does, because she has a husband very similar in that situation. And you know what? He doesn't die when she goes away. She might have extra dishes to wash when she gets home. Maybe not. Whatever. She goes, she does what she wants. He wants to sulk when she gets home. Oh, well, too bad for him. You have to become you. You have to be an independent human being, because you are not just Jeff's wife. You are not just somebody's mom. It's funny you say that, because when I moved here, that's what I told people. When I go to Arizona, I am Ellen. I am not Adam's mom. I'm not Doug's wife. I'm not the owner of the pet shop. I'm not, the lady that owns the parrots. I'm Ellen. I'm a human being with my own independent stuff. You can take me or leave me, but don't make me be something else. Don't attach me to something. And I'm not saying I don't want to be attached to these things. I'm saying that's not my identity. You have to have your own identity. You have to. Otherwise, what's the point? What is the point? Again, my opinion, what is the point? I mean, I enjoyed being a mother. I really did enjoy that. And now my kid, but my goal of being a mother was to raise humans that could go out there on their own and be good and take care of themselves. And I did it maybe a little bit too well, because they don't call. But, it makes me feel like I did my job, and, but I'm not dead now just because they don't live here. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Just dust the house all day and cook dinner? I mean, I'm not that old yet, so. So turn the damn phone off. I mean, like, I get it. I am not trying to put down or belittle what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. So what? That's his problem, not yours. I mean, now I'm not going to tell you to do this if things are rocky, because that could really push it over the edge. But, you may have to have the conversations of, hey, you know what? I need to be a human being, and I'm going to go do this. And you are not going to annoy me the whole time I'm gone. I'm going to turn the phone off. I am not going to answer it. Yeah, but that's what he wants. It's called narcissism, honey. You're giving him what he wants. Sorry. Don't. Or, if you are happy with that, then you're happy with it. But it doesn't sound like you are. And I'm not a marriage counselor, and I don't just go and do anything I say. Please, good Lord. Because, you have that fight. It could be the fight that ends it all. You know it as well as I do. So, but, I mean, if he isn't willing to let you be happy, why are you together? And you know what? You're together because you're comfortable, because you don't want to maybe go out and support yourself. You maybe can't support yourself. I don't want to go support myself. I know I'm not putting any, not telling you you're wrong. You are 100% right. It is not an easy situation. But you know what? You got to make a decision. You have to decide what you want, and then he can decide if he wants to be part of that or not. And that's kind of, I guess, what I'm talking about. If you're not going to be your own person and you're not with someone that appreciates who you are, what's the point? And I believe me, I get it. I do get it. And yep, it's a fine line, very fine line. But, you have the conversation. Well, do you love me or not? Do you want me to be a happy human or not? Like, I want you to be happy. I mean, it took him several years of me saying that since we've been here. And, for him to believe it, because he doesn't feel that way, or he didn't. I said, we moved here because he keeps trying to, like, make more money. It's like, stop. Just stop. Spend more time with Ellen. That's what Ellen wants. Spend more time with Ellen. I don't care how much money is in the bank account. The bills are paid. There's food on the table. The animals are taken care of. Spend more time with Ellen. That's why I got married. I want to have a husband, not just a paycheck. I want a relationship. Can't have that when someone's head is up their butt taking care of, I need more money. Why? Who are you impressing? You're not impressing your wife, the one that you said I do to, that you wanted to spend your whole life with. Not impressed, so. Yeah, it's hard. You're in a tough spot, girlfriend. You are. But baby steps. And I'm going to say, let's start today with forgiving everybody. Yeah, I'm off the deep end. Don't mind me. Yeah, you have to work on it and he has to work on it. And if possible, maybe there's something that two of you do enjoy that you can work on it together doing, I don't know what, I don't know. Maybe go for a walk after dinner when it warms up. Something like that, like real low not fancy date night, just like real low pressure. Just, hey, let's go for a walk around the block after dinner. We're getting a little sedentary here. Yeah, good luck with that. I don't know what to say. I don't feel that way. Sorry. I don't think nobody needs to be in the middle of your relationship. God's there. So what? That sounded bad. Yeah, I'm not a big believer of that. I just don't. I don't think that God needs to be involved in your daily interactions with your husband. He's there, right? He's part of it. You guys got married. You went to church and you did the stuff and the things and you said it all. And, you're not sleeping around. He's not sleeping. You're doing the stuff, right? So, why that's a third party in your relationship? I don't see it that way, guys. I'm not your Bible lady. Don't be asking me about advice on that. I'm going to read you the scripture. Y'all chew on it and make decisions for yourself. But hey, Steve, where you been, honey? Missed you. Yeah, no Doug today, honey. He's working. He's only here on Sundays with me. We're doing okay. Doug has become a plumber assistant now, and the only thing that hasn't been switched out at the rental is the guest bathroom, which I'm sure will be next. But everything else has got all brand new plumbing, and we're broke. So, and we're talking about marriage and how hard it is. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, Patricia, if you need that, maybe you need it and he doesn't. I don't, see, that's the thing. I'm not going to put that on somebody else. I think that's a personal thing and you got to do what you got to do. And if it's really a problem for you, you guys really have to work it out. Go see the priest. They do marriage counseling. Tell Jeff, we're going. This is non-optional. You can sit there, you can pout, cross your arms. I'm going. I need you there because you're my husband. That's how it works. Let's do it. Try that. I mean, you have to be proactive, because you are unhappy. So whoever is the unhappy person has to be the one to make the changes. And hopefully the spouse will go along. And they may kick and fight the whole way, Yeah, see, I don't pray with Doug. We don't pray. I don't do that stuff. That's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously it's very important to you. You're going to have to talk to him about it. I mean, and if he really isn't going to do it, you're going to have to either be okay with that or leave him. I mean, it's kind of a black and white situation for you. So I don't know what to say about that. I'm not big on that. I'm not. That's not how I live. I just don't. So I'm totally at peace with the fact that God's in charge. Jesus died on the cross. And here we are with our free will doing the best we can do. And that's about it. That's about as far as I go with it. I read these scriptures to get some more understanding of what it is that everybody else apparently didn't get. I don't know. None of this seems as a big surprise to me. I see them as good life lessons. I'm not sure y'all should listen to me for Bible information or ask me questions about that, because I don't know. And I don't agree with the majority of what I hear about how it's all supposed to go. So I don't know. The Bible was written by man. The Bible was not written by God. The only word of God that I am currently aware of and have ever been aware of is the 10 Commandments. Beyond that, everything else was written down by a man somewhere thousands of years after Jesus died. Yeah, that can get all really, really twisted. So good, the Jehovah's Witnesses didn't like it when I told them that at the door either, that, the Bible's a good story. Everybody should read it. But beyond that, yeah, y'all need to go a little bit deeper. You need to get out of the book. You need to get into your heart. You need to really sit there and meditate and think and pray and whatever words you want to use that make it right for you. I don't think you're going to find it on those pages, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I know, girlfriend. I know. It's so sad. It's what I'm in fear. I'm going to go out there and find Chopper not with us anymore one of these days, because he's up there and I'm worried about him. And now with the limping stuff, and he's eating really good and he's in really good spirits and doesn't seem to be having any problem other than when he tries to walk forward and he limps. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I don't know. Don't ask me about that. Go ask Rita about that. Go ask your priest about that, your rabbi about that. I don't know about putting God in the middle of your relationship. I don't think he belongs there. He belongs over your relationship, around your relationship. He's part of how you choose to live daily. That's what brings him into the relationship. I don't think you need to sit there. I'm not into worship. I don't believe in worship, period. There you go. Now you all know. Anyone that says you must worship me is not somebody that I'm listening to. Thus, I don't go along with the, words in the Bible most of the time, because worship me, bring me prizes. No, that is not God. God is all. You don't bring prizes to all. So I got a different perspective on all of this. I know that I'm reading Bible scriptures here, but just because they're in the Bible doesn't mean I agree with how they are presented. So, you guys take them for how you take them. Yeah, well, I'll tell you this story. My brother was a senior in high school, and I was in college, and my parents were on a vacation. And he had a party, and I came home. And it was like, I don't know, like a long weekend or something. They were coming back from their vacation like the next day. And my brother had this big party where the cops came and directed traffic. Now, guys, this is a tiny little town, Bar Harbor, Maine, okay? And we lived on a dirt road, and this was like, it made the papers. Let's put it that way, okay? We had Marines there that were on shore leave. I don't know why they were on shore leave in Bar Harbor, and I don't know who these Marines were at a high school kids' party. But, anyway, we had these big windows, like those multi-pane windows, like, I don't know. It was a huge picture window, probably had 50 of them. One of the Marines stood there and punched them out, just drunk, punching out panes, and you should have seen the mess. That was unholy, let me tell you. So I'm in the middle of cleaning this up because I'd just come back to spend the weekend at home with the parents and walk into this ungodly mess. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to do something about this. So I have garbage bags, 20, like lawn-sized garbage bags full of beer cans and pizza and broken window. And I'm trying to clean this up. And they come knocking at my door. And they're just like, this was back in the early 80s. And, we were under threat from Russia, the Cold War, da-da-da. And they're like, and I'm like, obviously a little bit freaked out when I answer the door. And they're like, what's going on? It looks like there's a problem. And I tell them, yeah, my brother had this party. My parents are coming home. I'm trying to, make it so they can at least walk through the front door before they find out they have to replace the antique picture frame window. Oh, yeah, fun. They're like, oh, we know life is so stressful. Everybody's under threat of bombs these days. I'm like, oh, I would like a bomb to hit this house right now. It would save me about 6 hours of work. They were freaking out. Oh, let us read to you from the Bible. At which point I'm like, yeah, the Bible's a really good story, but, I don't live by it. So y'all better take it down the road for now because unless y'all going to come in here and help me, I got things to do, and slam the door in their face. So they just stood there for a while because they didn't really know what to make of that statement, but that's how I feel. Sorry. Not sorry. Hope I didn't offend you. Truthfully, I hope I didn't offend you. But no, I do not live by the Bible. I do not live by other men's words that tell me how to do things. That's been a big problem most of my life, I have to tell you. I don't care if it's in the Bible or not. I do what I do, and you all do what you do, and sometimes it works out together, sometimes it doesn't. But, yeah, be careful about idolizing anything, because people are idolizing the Bible as much as they're idolizing Britney Spears or whatever, the Bible's a book, folks. You living by those 10 commandments, in my opinion, you're doing okay. You're not doing that? Well, you probably ought to. So, but yeah, the rest of it, I think it's, it's history. It's history, folks. It's not now. And I am of the belief that Revelation has already happened. Oh, honey girl, I'm always on my soapbox. Y'all get me wound up. Good morning, Maria. Good to see you, girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I really don't. I think they're lessons. I think it's history. I do not believe that the Bible is predictions of the future. You keep on doing the same old thing. Hello. Even Alice in Wonderland tells you that. We're all crazy. You keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. That is the definition of insanity. So, what are you going to do? So don't repeat what happened in the Bible. Don't. It was not good. Hello. It's a big giant war story, folks. Did we miss that part? That's what I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's a big love chapter in there, but I wasn't allowed to read that one. And I still haven't. I've heard it, different versions of it, but I've never read it for myself. But maybe one day. I might get that Bible I found today, the Messenger one. Maybe I can read that and not dislike it so much. I don't know. It seems to be more appropriate to what it is I'm trying to get out of the Bible versus fire and brimstone, because I am not worried about that either. I am not worried about that. I'm just not. I ain't going to hell. I don't care what that priest said. He don't know. He might go to hell for telling me that. Yeah, maybe he go come back around and learn a lesson or two that he missed, huh? I don't know, but I'm not going to hell. I know that. So I'm not worried about it. I mean, I guess that's my thing. I don't know. I think a lot of people seek that in the Bible. You got to get that somewhere else. I don't think you're going to find it. The Bible scares the hell out of people. I don't think it's not my thing, folks. Not my thing. Sorry. I feel bad talking about it. I do better talking about marriage. But yeah. So yeah, Steve, are you frozen? Poor Steve's up in Canada. Everybody else going to be cold. They said everything east of the Mississippi is going to be affected by this cold front coming in. Expect power outages, high winds, and ice. That's what I saw yesterday for everybody. So, yeah, stay warm. Make sure your pipes are wrapped. Cover up your plants if you got them, Make sure you got your milk and bread because the stores will be closed, So glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. But yeah, I hope you guys all stay well and healthy. Yeah. Yeah. My father was an Air Force brat. He didn't get away with anything either. I just wasn't really a bad kid that tried to get away with too much until I started dating Doug, and then, it was sneaking out and that kind of stuff, but I married the man, so, it all worked out in the end. But yeah, I really wasn't a bad kid, we all do things, but yeah, I wasn't one of those, so that was good. Never got arrested, that kind of stuff, so... But yeah, no, it never does, girlfriend. I mean, we got we're at 59 here today, so it's not too bad. We have sun, which is a bonus, and so far no tic-tac-toes, but they've been coming around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon lately, so couldn't see the moon last night. I don't know. They felt the need to cover the sky at night last night. Not sure why. I'm hoping they're going to stop doing that because that gets old. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, they don't want to be our state, man. Look at the troubles we got. They got their own problems. We don't need to combine these problems. Yeah, I don't know who I was watching. Someone was saying, Trump, he goes out there and he says these things and, they're just totally outlandish. But basically what it does, gets everybody riled up and makes them find an alternative way to fix it. There you go. I mean, they need to get rid of Trudeau as bad as we need to get rid of Biden. So, everybody's got their stuff they're all working on. Oh, you were near that, huh? I saw that. I was like, oh my, I couldn't believe everybody was okay. I mean, it landed upside down with no wings. I mean, wow, right? Yeah, I don't think they wanted my new theory about the plane crashes. Okay? Because I know everything, right? Yeah, the plants, yeah, Paulie, yeah. I think that they want those. Okay, let's back up. The drones over New Jersey, Maybe they were Tesla flying cars that they were testing, because I know that he's making them. He has a big hangar where he's building them. So, we can't really, I don't think we can do flying cars and airplanes. I mean, there's already way too much stuff. If you ever looked at those flight maps, it's like, what is that? And Doug's like, those are all planes. I'm like, that's wow. Where are people going? How many people are flying around all the time? It's kind of scary. Like, we got way too many planes in the sky, in my opinion. So, but think about this. All of a sudden, we can't fly anymore because all the planes are falling out of the sky. But now we can have flying cars. You think they're going to do that? What do you think? Yeah, well, Steve, you're right there with us. We all need change. Yeah, the bad part about that, Polly, is the poor plants get as confused as your body. Like, I know that would happen in New England. It could really mess up the sap for the maple syrup, because it's hot, cold. The maple trees like it to be cold at night, warm during the day. They don't like this, sudden freeze or anything like that, so it can mess with crops too. I wonder if that's why they're doing it. I hate having these thoughts in my head that everything is like sinister. Like, we can't just have rain. No. Oh no. Fog. Oh no. Fog. I mean, fog in the desert. Come on. Hello. Right. We all know that's not normal. But even in Florida, where fog is a thing, they've been having weird giant fog banks rolling in just out of the blue. Like, hello. We can't even enjoy nature now because they're messing with that too. So I don't know what to say about any of it. I just want to be, folks. I just want to be. Ooh. Oh my goodness, that scared me. Oh, hang on, guys. It's Adam. Hang on. Hello. Yes, I'm online. Okay, bye. Adam says hi. I know. Oh, sorry. Adam's not here, guys. Settle down. I said Adam's name. They think he's in the driveway. They're all excited. They all love Adam. He's not here. He's not here. I know. I mean, we can't even enjoy the weather. Come on now. Yeah, I don't. He's at work. He called me. I said hi. He's like, super random question. Are you busy? I said, yeah, I'm online. He's like, okay, bye, and hung up. So, yeah, I know, Maria, and that's not new. I mean, that's like the whole, doing themselves in part. You can't say that word out loud, apparently, because we're not grown-ups. That's not a new thing. They have a lot of stress, and apparently there's never been enough of them. And boy, I mean, just looking at one of those little maps, woof. Yeah, guys, don't fight about it. It's just, it's gonna happen. I keep telling you, I think July, but now what was I hearing? Elon's only going to be with this whole Doge deal, digging through all the records until July 4th, 2026. So what do you think about that? They finished cleaning up our government, which, they couldn't really do while Biden was there. And then we get the RV. Or at least our end of it might go gold back so that we actually, any money we do have is worth something. That would be cool, wouldn't it be? I would really love it if they really would do that live walk through Fort Knox. Yeah, it will. It will. Yeah, I watch them too. We probably are watching the same ones, bless mama. What's that guy's name? Dutchinese. He's the one that he knows a lot about the earthquakes, and wow, his data is pretty interesting. He's like, okay, there was one over here in Portugal, so in 2 days there's going to be one in Alaska or something, I don't know, but he knows that they correlate on opposite sides of the planet, and he's almost always right. And yeah, the plane guy, I can't think of his name. I check him out now and again, and I watch Mr. MBB and Ryan Hall. He's a weather dude. He's pretty accurate with his weather. I watch him too. Yeah, well, I don't know, bless mama. I mean, we can all go out there and interpret the news any way we want, right? But, based on what we all know in the RV community, and Trump keeps saying July 4th, July 4th. I mean, he's been saying that since 2016, right? So now Elon's end date is July 4th, 2026. Yeah, Steve, California is going to be no longer connected, in my opinion. So there used to be a big giant lake. I don't really know, but I get like on some of the really, really old maps, California was like an island, or what is all of California right now? Basically, there was like a big, like giant river that went up right through it. So it was like two sections, like on either side of a river. So based on the fault lines and all that, it might happen again. It might earthquake and fill up with water. And then, they said that Arizona is going to be oceanfront. So who knows? I might end up with oceanfront property, folks. Yeah, it's scary, though. Between the California fires and earthquakes, is not a state I would want to live in right now. Yeah, Kentucky's flooding. They're supposed to be getting a giant snowstorm, too, I heard this morning. And they've got, tornadoes. Those were in probably where? Oklahoma? Isn't that where they all go? Somewhere in that area, they had tornado warnings the other day. I mean, it's February. This is, I don't know. Guys, I mean, I really wish I had like scientific equipment so I could figure out. I'm pretty sure the planet shifted again, and I don't know what exactly I mean by that, except that, we're supposedly on this tilt, if we're even a ball. I don't know. But anyway, I don't think we're in the same spot we were, whatever that means. And I think that's why a lot of this stuff is going on. And like, the ring of fire, they call it, the volcanoes that are in basically a big circle around the planet, they've all been going off for like the past 5 years. They've been, and there's stuff going on. And I'm a believer that the planet is a living being and it has its own cycles, and we're just little parasites on it that don't necessarily affect it all that much. And it's got its stuff that it has to do no matter what we think. So what are we looking at? The live at Fort Knox, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, girlfriend, I know. And this is big part of why I'm not around there anymore. I don't want to see any more negative, sad people. I can't. And the hopium, it's harmful at this point. It's really harmful to people. It's really not helping because people are not living. They are not doing things. They are not moving forward. They're just stuck, waiting. Stop waiting. You only get so many days. And for all you know, your last one's tomorrow. So, wow, think of all the stuff you could have done that you waited to do for next time, and you ain't getting the next time. So, that's what I'm saying, Steve. Then again, I'm not one of the idiots that thinks that building a house on the side of a cliff on stilts in California in an earthquake zone is a good idea. And I don't blame insurance companies for not covering those because, it's just like building your house like 1 inch from a high tide line. You just don't do these things, I know. I mean, it's going to change. This planet's changing. You don't have to like it and you can't stop it. We are not big enough, not the whole conglomerate of every living human on this planet can stop what's going on with this planet. So hang on, boys. It's going to be a rough, rocky ride. We're going. We're there. We're at the top of the arc on the way back down into the golden age, as they say. So I hope so. I think all of it really, really starts in 2030. I think we're like starting to feel, just like with full moons and eclipses, you get some kind of weird energies a week or two before and a week or two after, which is almost a whole month, when it does that. But whatever, you get the incoming and the outgoing energies. Well, I think we're into the outgoing, or I don't know. We're both. We're right there. We're right there at the cusp where everything's ready to tip, and tip in a good way. That's a good thing. Just clarify. Good stuff. We're coming out of the bad dark ages into the good light ages is what I understand with the universe. This is like way bigger than any of us, but it's going to affect us, and it's not, like I said, I believe it officially starts in 2030. So it's just going to keep on building, changing until we get there and see how it goes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People need to stop. I know that me not chasing after the information has made my daily life happier. Less anxious, I guess. And I really, because I truly don't believe any of this is going to happen anytime soon. And like I said, I'm thinking July, and now that I'm hearing about Elon in July 2026, that feels right to me. I don't know what else to say. I don't know. But it sounds like that could be a real thing, Arizona's really not bad, Steve, honestly. I mean, you can deal with cold. Maine's not bad. There's nothing venomous in Maine. It's cold, but you know how to deal with that. So it's beautiful, and there aren't very many people there. It's one of the safest states in the nation. If you want to get real serious about it, you let me know where you want to look, and I'll be happy to get you the information and tell you what I do know. I know about different states. I've lived in a bunch of them. So, but yeah, Mother Nature wise, I would have said North Carolina until recently. That's a good area of the country, though. Virginia, North Carolina, that over there, as long as you stay out of flood zones, because there are some. But yeah, I mean, you get 4 seasons. You don't have too much in the way of things that are trying to kill you. There are snakes and stuff. Yeah, but you can grow stuff, and it's spring and fall are lovely. I mean, just lovely. So yeah, if I wasn't so opposed to cold, I'd look up in like the Wyoming area, because it's just open country, and but North Carolina is expensive too. It is expensive. Yeah, you can go live with Maria and not wear pants. Fairly safe down there. You got scorpions and rattlesnakes, and I think she's got those toads. What are they, cane toads? So, but as long as you're not licking them, you're okay. Yeah, but Colorado, man, I would say not now. Not unless they get some major changes. When we were looking at that house in Colorado, I was looking at it, and Doug and I were not super happy with some of their laws and rules and regulations. So, it's more, first pick the place you really like because you like how pretty it is or how the weather is or whatever. But you got to do the, look into the rules and laws and regulations too, because that's going to affect your daily life. Wearing shorts. Me, I'm in sweats. I got slipper socks on. I got my sweatshirt on. You know, it's 60 degrees here, man. I might die. It's cold. I like it 78. Okay, Patricia, girlfriend, you take it easy. I will be chatting with you. I know where to find you. You know where to find me. Well, Maria, you know what I mean. It's cold. And I grew up in Maine. I know what cold is. But since moving to Arizona, they're not kidding. Your blood thins out. And boy, do you need a little extra. And I've been like actually keeping the weight off. So I haven't been putting on my normal winter weight. So I don't have any extra to keep me warm these days. And the dog isn't a cuddle bug. So, you know, it's me and the blankie. Well, you know, it's a dry heat. But that is the thing, though, because of the lack of humidity. I think that's why it does feel cooler to us, and or, you know, like when it's 120, it might only feel 110 because we don't have that humidity like killing us. So the humidity does me in. I can't do humidity anymore. But all right, guys. Well, I've been on here yakking for a very long time today. I'm probably going to run out of free time with StreamYard if I keep this up. So then I'll have to pay for it, and then y'all have to come over to the Desert Rose and buy stuff, you know. So, yeah, but I do hope everybody has a good day, and, you know, let's see if they'll let me share. Let me try to share one more time because some of y'all weren't here when I did. Let's see if it'll let me. There we go. This is what we were reading about this morning. Colossians 3:13. Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. And in the new version that I found that I'm going to look into getting the book of, from The Message, and this is 12 through 14. So, chosen by God for this new life of love, dress in the wardrobe God picked out for you, which apparently is no pants for Maria. God said it's okay. Sorry, I'm being flippant. Sorry, folks. God picked out for you compassion, kindness, humility, quiet strength, discipline. Be even-tempered, content with the second place, quick to forgive an offense. Forgive as quickly and completely as the Master forgave you, and regardless of what else you put on, wear love. It's your basic all-purpose garment. Never be without it. Oops. So there you go, guys. So I'm going to end it with my favorite saying, as I do every day. Yeah, I bet he is. It's late. I know. I've been yakking too long. Sorry, Polly. But yes, love, folks. Love. You got to have it in your life. Figure it out. You can do it. I got faith in you. So as always, sending much peace, love, and harmony from Petrichor Ranch in Arizona. Big hugs, everyone. Get some sun and find a reason to smile today. Bye now.